Coalition out of the Franklin Regional Council of Governments. This is our spring 2026 full coalition meeting. Some of you have come to this meeting for many, many, many years. Others, this may be your first time. We're so happy you're all here with us today. I want to take a minute and just recognize who's with us in this space. So we're going to do a little bit of like, you can either stand or wave or whatever feels good for you. But I want to recognize anyone in this room who's come to us from a community organization. If you think that applies to you, you can wave, raise your hand. So, oh, great. Thanks, community partners, for being here. Who's here from our district attorney, law enforcement? Melissa, just stand up. Do it. Great. Glad you're here with us. If you are a student, a youth leader in this space, where are you? I know you're here. Yeah, you too, stand up. Go ahead, do it. They're doing it. Yes, thank you for being with us today. If you are a caregiver, a parent, if you raise children in any way in this community, please raise your hand. We are here for you and with you. We're in it together. If you are from the media. Oh yeah, there you are. Thanks for being here and helping us spread out the work that everyone is doing to benefit everyone in this region. Let's see, who did I miss? If you, if you are from local, state, legislation, government, please stand up and be recognized by the space. Yes, do it. Just stand up. Thank you. Yes, great. Awesome. If you have a birthday today, please stand up. Jesse, right? And we're not going to sing, but can we all say at the same time, happy birthday, Jesse? Happy birthday, Jesse. Thank you. Great. Hold on. I'm getting... Okay. Besides schools, who else is represented in this room? Just shout it out. Where do you come from? What do you do?
Shelburne Falls Community Free Fridge and Pantry.
Yes, thank you. We couldn't be here without you. Anyone here from WIC? Yeah, Karen. Anything else? Yes, COC. Thank you for being here. My girl, Shonda. Anything else? The Brick House, our community partners, Community Action, Recovery Center, North Quabbin, Community Coalition, all of these programs, organizations, partners make us who we are. If you currently or ever did work in a school, please stand up. Our school partners, thank you for being here. Don't sit down. Don't sit down. Don't sit down. If you have worked in a school for longer than 5 years, please stay standing. If you have worked in a school longer than 10 years, please stay standing. If you have worked in a school longer than 15 years, please stay standing. If you have worked in a school longer than 20 years, please stay standing. Jenny started working in school when she was 5, so I just wanted to let people know. Very precocious. If you have worked in a school longer than 25 years, please stay standing. 30 years, please stay standing. 35 years? Rick Martin. You get the prize, which is a gerbil. All right. I would like to call up the FRCOG's Executive Director, Linda Dunleavy. And Linda is now going to do a song and dance for us.
Yeah, I am, and I don't sing or dance, so sorry. Lee Ellen and Rachel asked me to do a land acknowledgement, and I said,
I don't really like land acknowledgements. Because while we can say that this is the land that was formerly of the Nipmuc and the Pecumtuck and the Wabanaki, it implies that we've somehow evolved. And it implies that I can somehow have my acre of land and my house and my fence, but I would have done so in a more harmonious way than we did in the past. And I don't think we've evolved. While we probably don't wrap people with smallpox-laden blankets anymore, our government has taken away health insurance and vaccines. And while we don't drag people off their land, actually we do. We actually are. And so how have we evolved? I will say this lovely document that Rachel and Lee Ellen asked me to read that I'm completely ignoring. Sorry. Gives a huge number of resources of how we can be more aware of what we did in the past and what we can do now, today, like support a legislative agenda that supports Massachusetts Indigenous people. Because we need to do that. And so what I will acknowledge is we need to do better today and tomorrow and every day.
Thanks, Linda. And we do encourage people to take real concrete action, change doesn't happen by just thinking about it. All right, we're gonna get started with our stars of the show today. So I'm going to invite, for the next 40 minutes or so, we're gonna go through some slides and we're gonna call up our school partners to just share out what they've been doing in the region. And the reason we decided to do this focus is that we are in such a time of limited local, regional, national, limited capacity, limited resources that are being taken. And we wanted to lift and highlight everything that's happening in our school districts that school leaders are doing on a daily basis, that teachers are doing on a daily basis, making change with what they have, where they are in the moment, showing up for our students, for our families. And it felt really important to lift that in this time where there's a lot of collective stress and have a moment of celebration. So I want to call up folks from Athol Royalston who are presenting today, and we're gonna get started. Yeah, Shirley Mitchell.
I'm okay to just put it here. Yeah. Tell me how to. Thanks so much. All right. Thank you, everybody. So here we are. We're from the Athol Royalston Regional School District. We are, I believe, what's formed the North Quabbin, right? So Athol hangs in there. We're part of Worcester County. We're not really Franklin County, but that word, North Quabbin, drags us to here and to this place today. So we are, yes, thank you. So our school district is made up of 1,604 students.
I'm so sorry to pause you for 1 second.
Just gonna bring this over.
Okay.
There you go. If you don't mind just speaking a little bit further.
Yeah.
You got it.
I forgot a really critical part of this.
Okay.
Sorry, Shirley.
It's okay.
You can tell me about this later. So on your pieces, on your table, there are note cards and there are pens. Our ask to all of you at the tables is, as each school is presenting, on one side of the note card, you're gonna write the school name. And on the other side, you're gonna write something that you appreciate, you wanna affirm, that you wanna shout out back to the school. So this isn't a stagnant presentation. You are going to have the chance to give back. And this is one way of giving back, saying we see you, we recognize you, and here's something that stood out to us. So please, as you're sitting here, take a pen, take a paper for each partner that presents, school name on the back, something you appreciate on the front. We'll collect them after. Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Glad I remembered that.
Thank you so much for that. So here we are. So we're Athol Royalston Regional School District, 1,604 students. You can see the demographics here. We are changing quickly. When I was looking back 7 years ago when I started, we had approximately about an 8% Latino Hispanic percentage there. It's 17%. We've more than doubled. It's a 112% increase from when I began. I have two fabulous staff people here with me. They are bilingual parent liaisons. Yes. So we have Jessica Vargas and we have Natasha Castillo Vargas. Yes. And I have a part-time person, Erica Bueno, who is our food pantry coordinator. So we have something unique in Athol, and we're very proud of it. We have our own family and community center that sits inside Athol High School with a full-size community food pantry. And I want to just say, Superintendent Matt Aaronworth and David King could not be here today, and I believe that is why you see me up here, right? So they're very passionate about the center. They let us know that your work is very important and reaching out to new coming families so they know this is how we do school. Our focus is centered wholly first on the student, the family, and the community. We could not do the work alone. We use our community and our resources strategically. We have strong partnerships. I want to do a shout out. We have a meeting called the Athol Royalston Family Assistant Community Team. It's called AR Fact. It was based off a model from Chelsea. There was a hub meeting that happens there. And we have this opportunity to say, this is what's going on right now, and how can you community partners come alongside and help us? We are committed to the student. The student as a whole has a family that they go home to. If the family is struggling and the child has what they need, the child can come to school and succeed. So here we are. We do lots of community engagement, community opportunities. We held a back to school celebration where we had over 1,500 people. It took place off of the school district. It was at a local park. I'm being told I only have a few minutes left, like less than of it. Here's just pictures of our farmers that are coming alongside us. Our food pantry looks like a farmer's market. Our staff is year-round. We are here to support the students even after they leave. We have people come in and ask us for all different types of support, and we try to make that happen or make the connection. We also have an early college academy, and we brought in our driver's education program. This is our third year running it, and it happens within our school because we understand as a rural school, transportation is a huge need. And driver's education programs are very expensive. And so that's it. I believe I'm there, right? I don't think I have another, sorry. Here we are. So what's important to us, right? Partnerships. Parents, students, staff, the community, the providers. Everything we base on is a vision of our graduate. And so when we have that objective, so when the student has that objective and they know where we're going, we're there to help pave that path for them. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm watching to see who's writing, by the way. Four Rivers Charter Public School, Jenny Manfredi. Oh, just leave them on the table. Yeah.
All right, wow, that's really high. I'm going to take this out of here. All right, hi, everybody. I'm Jenny Manfredi. I'm the head of school at Four Rivers Charter Public School in Greenfield. We abut the GCC campus. Just a quick backstory about myself. I'm a transplant here. I was born and raised in Springfield. I worked there for 20 years in the Springfield Public Schools. And I've just come to Franklin County. First, I had a quick stopover in Northampton on Hampshire County, but being embedded in Franklin County for the past 4 years at Four Rivers has just been such a joy to learn about the magic of a rural community, right? Springfield's kind of like a little bit of a hub, a city. It's a city of homes, but it's a city. And we could not, Four Rivers, right, could not do the beautiful things that we do without this group of folks and the people that you are all connected to as well. Communities That Care Coalition, we have such a tight connection to them. We learn so much from the work that you do. They help us provide leadership opportunities for our students, which is the core of what and how we do school. and all the other organizations that come when we ask. We say, hey, our students want to learn about this piece of the work you're doing. Our students want to be engaged in service in this way. And you all just say yes over and over. And it's so beautiful, right? And we are a huge, like Franklin County is a huge county. And it's hard to stay connected, right, when we're all spread far and wide. And our families come from the entire county and some from Hampshire County and sometimes even Hampden County. But we find ways to come together, and that's just a testament to the roots, the deep rural roots, and how communities like this for generations have come together to support student learning. So we're a small charter public school. We have grades 7 through 12, about 220 students. I'm just going to go quickly because I know we don't have a lot of minutes. I have a MacBook. The arrows, okay. I'm a MacBook person. Some ways that Four Rivers shine, right? Like I mentioned, our mission, literally in the mission of our school, is to be of service to Franklin County, and that is what we do. We build our expeditions, which is our model of teaching and learning. We're an expeditionary learning school. We build our expeditions around issues in the community, wonders we have in the community, ways that students want to be engaged in the community. And so that is really where we, students in our school, shine. You may hear about some of the things that we've done. The 8th grade did a Livable Franklin County for All expedition, which they've done for a number of years now. And some of you in the room came to their presentation of learning, and you engaged with students in their learning. This evening at the Greenfield Garden Cinema, our senior class, every year for the past 12 years, has done a documentary film, and it always has a social justice component. Our senior class is presenting a documentary film on the impact of immigration enforcement in Franklin County. And they've interviewed lots of folks, and they put together a beautiful documentary. So you're welcome to come, 7:30 tonight, Greenfield Garden Cinema. 7:30, yep. And some of us will be at the People's Pint before if you'd like to join us there. I'm probably out of time, but there are so many other wonderful, beautiful things about our school. Small schools like ours and some of yours, right? We are this really affirming space for lots of identities that are, sort of underrepresented or marginalized identities. Our students love each other deeply, and because they're so embedded in their learning together, they're also really great at ultimate frisbee, which you may have heard. We're really proud and modest about it. 2 more quick things I want to mention that just happened this past week. May 1st, the entire school, just about 85% of the students and half the staff walked out, and it was beautiful. I didn't sponsor it, for the record, but I sure did help make it happen. And they went downtown and stood out for the May 1st standout. And yesterday, the entire school did a day of climate action. And we're able to do that because we just really believe strongly in our students being empowered in leadership and doing that really important work and experiencing that. And so, yeah, grateful for all the partnerships, and thanks for having us today.
Thank you, Jenny, so much. Yeah. And we can share these slides out after, folks, so you can see in more detail everything the schools are doing. All right. Dr. Martin, where are you? Come on up. Franklin County Technical School. And want to recognize Silas, a student from the school who is also present here today.
Yeah, Jenna, if I forget anything. I just appreciate being here. Talk about a communities that care. It's incredible, that I didn't realize when I first came to Franklin County Tech about 18 years ago that I was going to experience the community that we have here today. What makes a school, I came from other school districts, and it wasn't like that, trust me. I've been in education for 35 years. It wasn't that connection. At Franklin County Tech, in 2016, we had 434 students. We're now up to, it says, I think, 647 behind me, but it's a little higher than that by about 2 or 3 students. And the most impressive thing is we have a mission to build futures. We're not for everybody, but for those particular students that gravitate to a different way of learning. Our society is so caught up in what your IQ score and your intellect, but the smartest students I've ever run into are the ones that can fix a sink and be able to change out a cylinder in an engine. I don't care what my degrees are, I can't do any of that. And just to partner with Mass Hire and Workforce Development and Greenfield Community College and our sending school districts, because we don't do what they do. We do what we do. We're an extension of what they have to offer. And being able to develop programs that fit a wider community need as well, from, like through competitive grants like our aviation maintenance technology program. We got a 12,000 square foot hangar. We have like a half a dozen airplanes. We got kids really like drooling over this stuff. And we have an animal science program for the first time that came on board just a few years back. And that's to fit who we are in our community. We are an agricultural, regional community, and yet we didn't have an animal science program. So now we have a veterinary clinic. So these things have come to pass without going out to the tax base by being able to employ competitive funding. And I believe that, there he is, Levi Clark. He just recently competed a few days ago in the national competition for the welding, and he won for the states and the regional. Now he's on to national, so we have to fly him out, and so that's quite an experience. So I'm just real excited. We have that adult program that we got through a competitive grant. That's 100 students of adult learners that were displaced workers that now have an opportunity to be able to get employed. And I think that's the key to our community. It's not just the day programs, but the night programs, the adult programs that enable, a 90% employment rate for the adults. That's what it's about, being able to service the kids that have a passion and the adults that have a second chance opportunity. And we couldn't have done it without everybody in this room. I just went around to a few tables and talked to a few people, and what they do is remarkable. Jenna, did I forget something? All right. So, no, I'm basically done. I just wanted to brag about those things at the top of my head. I didn't know I was going to speak today, right? I came in the door, can you give a 4 to 5 minute speech? And I'm like, I guess so. But we do have 120 students on co-op, paid co-op, and they go every other week. And that is the trucks you see driving around in 10 years with the electricians, the plumbers, the carpenters. That's what we're here for. And we were ranked #1 in the state through an independent survey as the vocational school with the highest percentage of students that go into the trade in which they were trained for. So that's what I would like to be able to, and that's all because of you. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Don't forget about those note cards on your tables, friends. Let's give back to the school districts the things we appreciate about them. Frontier Regional, Scott, where are you at? Frontier Regional School District. There you go.
All right, good morning, everyone. Hi, my name is Scott Dredge. I am the assistant principal at Frontier. I started 22 years ago as an instructional assistant there and kind of grown with the school. And I firmly believe that schools, like I'm hearing this morning, is there's evolution. We evolve to meet the challenges and needs of our society. With that comes a lot of social, emotional, and social justice development and learning. So that's kind of what we're most proud of that we're going to be talking about. Grant couldn't be here today, but he is a key ingredient to our school. Probably more important than any administrator, I'll say that. And his networking with his teachers and what we're doing with the development of social emotional learning is the key to, I think, what we can start doing for our kids. So yeah, that was data. Did I just? Where's the up arrow? I have a MacBook too. Oh, over there. All right. Okay. So we're doing our best right now with restorative practices. We thought it would be a great place to start in the middle school in developing, community building circles I think the thing that is important there is that it grows with the child. Our next focus is in the high school. Will be our 4th year in, and now that gives us a full cycle of students who now in the high school are comfortable and familiar with restorative practices. So we're expanding that into the high school. A big thing we started this year was using circle practice in coordination with the University of Maryland through the Aaron Levitas Foundation. A lot of work we're doing now is on consent and boundaries to try to educate all of our students, all identities, about that very, very important topic. We've had things happen in our schools. I'm not afraid to shake. I got 2 minutes left. All right. Okay. In any event, that was a great opportunity for us. That's done through our health class. A lot of you probably know Kate Blair, right? So Kate and Grant do a lot of that work in the middle school. So right there, we're also, looking at this isn't new, but it's something that I'm proud to say we've shifted our focus away from discipline into more of a structured, restorative model, because discipline is not the answer, as you all know in this room. So, I think as I stand here in this room with all of you, we're a regional school, but we're also, we belong in a partnership with this county. And so it's not just about one school here, one school there. I think what I enjoy most is hearing. And last year when we were at Franklin Tech in a restorative circle with Kit and all that leadership, hearing from the students there, that was my most enjoyable experience, is in seeing what the kids are all up to and what they're contributing to their own schools and each other regionally. I believe that relationship is really great, and it warms my heart to see kids working together like that. 1 minute. And I know I said Grant, it's really not, Grant's awesome, but it's the position, right? I think we are all, in our educational budgets, really tightened right now. Schools do not need another administrator to do discipline, right? If you really want to get mileage out of your taxpayers' money, we wanted to do it through a restorative practices coordinator to develop those tier 1 skills in their MTSS models that we all have. But that's where we want to spend our money, develop emotional literacy with our kids, and then have that tier 2 support when things are stressing kids out. And so every year we go up to budget season, that position is going to be fought for, and it's going to stay in place as long as I'm in charge. So, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Scott and everyone at Frontier Regional, I appreciate your work. And I want to say, I think Lauren Messina was going to join us today, but I didn't see her come in this morning, so I'm not sure if she came in while we were starting. But in case there isn't someone here from Gil Montague, I will start with slides, but if someone from Gil Montague or Gil Montague adjacent feels motivated to come up and share, feel free. Otherwise, I will jump in. Great. All right. I had the pleasure, I'm going to just go through my conversation with Lauren, but then also share sort of my experience of working with Gil Montague. I've had the pleasure of working with Gil Montague for 4 years now, doing lots of restorative practice work with them, lots of staff work, development. Before that, I know many people in this room, including Kara and other folks, have worked with the school, not just on curriculum, pedagogy, teaching, all those things, but also school climate and culture, because as we're hearing from many of our school partners, you can't have an environment that's conducive to learning without a community that's ready to learn. And so you have to have those foundational pieces in place. And so one of the things that Lauren said to me when we met is she said, we've really shifted from a focus on student behavior to leading with curiosity. Now when something happens, we don't say, why, like, look at this student, fix this student. We say, what's going on for you? How can we help? What are you coming in with? And we listen to students and we connect with them before we try to address the things that might be disrupting the learning environment. And she said that they have had a significant shift in discipline referrals and in a significant increase in attendance with a different focus on what matters most about the student experience in the building. Lauren noted that there is a belief, she has a belief, and Gil Montague has a belief that every school in this region has something unique and important that they're bringing to the region. And one of the things that she wanted to highlight about Gil Montague was the strong arts visual and performing arts curriculum and the investment they've made as a school with 4 dedicated arts teachers, lots of opportunity, and a vision that the school has that mirrors what some schools are already doing, which is to create an early college pathway and to have space for students not just to earn their high school diploma, but also to earn college credit at the same time and potentially graduate high school with the start of an associate's degree or already have obtained an associate's degree, and then feeding those students into area colleges, helping them make local connections, build local networks, and build local roots so that when they become adults in the community, they're already connected, building their families, building their careers in Franklin County and the North Quabbin. And so I appreciated hearing that vision, which really aligns with what many of our school partners are either also thinking about or already doing in some cases. And so I love to hear when an administrator really names the importance of faculty and staff because it says something when the crew is on board with the captain. Because you can't get to where you're going without a staff that's buying in. And so Lauren really lifted how willing and amazing the staff have been at Gil Montague, the resources named first responders, the towns that support the school, providing instructional materials to supplement budgets, and then the enrichment programs that they're expanding there. So even though we didn't have someone join us today, want to also recognize the great work that's happening at Gil Montague Regional School District. Thanks, everyone. Oh, and you're going to hear from me again unless I can coerce Stacy Page to come up here. Come on, Greenfield folks, come on. You know this better than I do.
Well, Stephen would probably be better at this than me and knows a whole lot more about what's going on in the larger GPS community than I do. But I'm an adjustment counselor, and so I can really only talk to you from that perspective. For those of you that know what adjustment counselors do, you have an idea that we're not just simply sitting in our office doing counseling. We do lots and lots of different things, and I love my job. One of our new things that we do this year is training active bystanders. So with support from Quabbin Mediation, we had over 20 students from 8 through 12 willing to become trainers. And then they did a 4-session training with the 8th graders. They were incredible. They were wonderful. These kids have never taught anybody before, and they were so courageous and so terrific. And I just see it as something that we can continue. So we're going to be trying to get some newbies to join us to, replace those 12th graders that are going to leave us to become new trainers. And on we go with the next 8th grade class. Greenfield Public Schools is once again trying to get restorative practices going. This has been a start and stop thing a whole bunch of times. But me and particularly Deb Potee, the other adjustment counselor that I work with, do a lot of conversations between students and teachers and students. A lot of those relationships break down, and it's such a beautiful thing when you can get a teacher and a student to be real with each other and just see the magic that can happen. So we're doing a lot of that with Lee Ellen and Ilana's help. We do lots of healthy weeks And Helen puts up with me every year with pre-venture. I'm always falling apart with that. That's a great targeted intervention program to reduce substance abuse and mental health issues. We've got an alternative suspension for vaping and drug use called IDACI that we do. This week, Stuco is doing, and along with all the other clubs, is doing a big mental health awareness week, and they're doing all kinds of healthy, stuff. Jana, you want to talk about some things you're doing over at the middle school?
The middle school, we do advisory circles, and we do the restorative meetings with teachers, so hopefully they'll be used to that by the time they get to you. And one other thing, over the last couple of years, we've started school climate surveys, where we survey the students, and this year, the teachers were sharing out some things they thought were interesting and asking students, how can we move from point A to point B? So getting their engagement, helping them understand, yeah, this is what all of you say, now how do we move from here so that they can feel part of the change?
Thank you, everybody.
Great, thank you so much. And thanks for jumping in on the fly. I know you weren't planning to do it, but look at how Stacy even had notes. Talk about prepared. It's good life strategy. All right. Chris Buckland, Mohawk Trail Regional School District.
Hey. So today is Teacher Appreciation Day, or rather Teacher Appreciation Week this week, and today is dress up as a student, or students can dress up as a teacher. And I've had a number of people saying, were you going to dress up today? And I was like, this is what I normally wear. So, okay. I've been at Mohawk for 4 years, and this is the first time I've turned right up this road here. And being a member of the FERCOG group, it's like turning right every week because there's a resource, or there's a speaker, or there's somebody who says, hey, there's this thing that you need that we can do. And so I'm immensely grateful for everybody in the room and everybody who's ever been on a meeting with me asking stupid questions. I appreciate everything that everybody does. We are a very poor district, but we don't look it because one of the tricks that we have found is that whilst we're in the West, DESI don't really understand what goes beyond Springfield. So we very rarely have visitors from the state, which means we can kind of get away with stuff. And the best way to get away with stuff, even with your school committee, is just to say, yeah, we're going to pilot this. And then you turn it so that students own the pilot. And then you say to the school committee, well, the kids really want to do this thing, so we can do it. And then they vote, and it's policy, and you win. Okay, are you going to give me a countdown, Nick, when I have to get off? All right. So we've got 8 towns in our district, and they're all very fiercely independent and proud. And in our school, we have kids from those 8 towns. So one of the first things that we had to do is figure out how are we going to create community with these folks that come from towns that are definitely from Coleraine, or definitely from Heath, or definitely not from Ashfield. And so one of the things that we did is set our stick in the sand and decide, right, we're going to organize our structure around the purpose. And to Scott's point, we don't need another administrator. We don't need another role, or we head a department, or things like that. We figured out what do we want to do and how are we going to figure out how to support that. And when I came in, we found some money and we wrote some stuff on the walls. And those are kind of the slogans that have guided us ever since. They're not in the slideshow. I forgot to put them in. I am part of this community. I can contribute in a positive way. I will be accountable for my words and the actions. And that's it. That's the 3 things that guide what we do. We focus really on student voice and agency, so we got rid of midterm exams and final exams, and instead I stole from Jenny Manfredi the idea of student-led conferences, and we do that twice a year. And we've had 90% turnout rate from parents in 7 through 12, which is unbelievable, because when we did our open house, we had 3 high school parents and 1 million middle school parents turning up. We beg, borrow, steal from grants, from organizations, and figure out where we can get money to pay stipended positions for teachers, because ultimately we can't do anything without input from teachers and support from students. We focus on student leadership. We have whole school meetings where we stop and we focus. Everybody comes into the auditorium, 7 through 12, and each grade level class runs the assembly for 40 minutes, and we have chaos, and we have singing, and we have celebrations, and we have, I don't know what we have, and I'm missing one right now, but there's probably something amazing happening. As I said, we steal from anybody and everyone. Scott, I'll be talking about your RJ person. I think we've already connected, so be ready to see some of the things you've already done in our school. And the other piece really is we encourage risk-taking. Teacher comes up with an idea, it sounds good, it works with what we want to do, give it a go. If it's an absolute disaster, okay, we move on. We figure out what we got and we move on. There's no kind of, you're going to be on the line for this, your head's going to be on the block if this magical thing doesn't happen. We try, we figure it out, we do better. The other thing is that schools, we're all going to be nice to each other here because we're all representing our schools, but it's kind of like the 8 towns. We're all fiercely independent as schools in this region, and we're very supportive, and we try and look at ways that we can, support each other with our students and support each other with our resources. And so that's largely what I'm kind of making the point here, is that we really appreciate being a part of this, and we're respectful of everybody having their own roles and things like that, but we really do want to lean into supporting and being helped and helping as much as possible. And I'm very grateful. I didn't really look at any of the slideshows, but they're amazing. And I encourage you to have a look at them later on. And yes, so in summary, steal, beg, borrow, try things, and don't worry, Desi's never going to make their way up the hill. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And I want to recognize Mohawk student leader Anna, who's also here as well today. Yeah. Great, we're rolling to the end here. Pioneer Valley Regional School District. Maher after this.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Zevi Steinitz, and I'm the Director of Teaching and Learning at Pioneer Valley Regional School District. I'm really delighted to be here. And I want to reiterate that Communities of Care Coalition has been an incredible resource to us. You are always bringing something to us and inviting us to participate, and you really have your eye on the prize, which is supporting our students and our families, so that we always say that if kids don't feel safe, they can't learn. So our focus in our district has been twofold. One is focusing on academic opportunities, and I will name some of our progress this year in that area. And then the other is focusing on a culture of belonging, so that our students really feel safe, they feel supported, and they feel available for learning. In terms, and I know that we don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to speak about some highlights. We have had a lot of success with increasing rigor and opportunity for our students this year. That's involved writing grants, of course, beg, borrowing, and stealing, right? Stipending our teachers. We've been able to bring Project Lead the Way, so that we're offering medical detectives, we're offering design and modeling for our students. We're bringing investigating history from 3rd grade up through 6th grade across the district. And we've been working with the Playful Learning Institute, which has been fantastic for our early childhood, figuring out opportunities to increase student agency, voice, and choice through opportunities and options as a way to access the curriculum through play. So in addition, we've increased dual enrollment opportunities, and we've offered, this is a brand new policy, embedded honors within our regular classes. So it's not a separate track, but if students want an additional challenge, they can do so within their regular courses by doing extra work, doing an extra challenge, etc. So those are some, and also we have been focusing a lot on high quality instructional materials. So we've incorporated the Bridges Mathematics program throughout our elementary, and we offered monthly coaching of our teachers with an expert who came every single, it wasn't just here's the curriculum, go implement it, but we've helped our teachers with content knowledge. In terms of increasing a community of belonging, I think you'll hear some repeats from other districts, and that's a good thing. For example, we also partnered with Quabbin to offer mediation training to all of our teachers and all our students. And also, we offered our athletes a special program specifically related to sports. We partnered with Enough Abuse, and we are one of their schools. So Jetta Bernier has come and she trained all of our teachers to how to avoid and what constitute boundary breaking behaviors and how to avoid them. And we're doing a long-term work with them. We've continued to have our student leaders plan advisory. We have a restorative practices group that meets regularly. I already mentioned active bystander training, and we hired with PSDORT funds, we hired a family liaison who has been meeting our goal of increasing our relationships with families, specifically by inviting them to come in for presentations, for example, to address student anxiety, for a family math night. We did a spring arts celebration with a lot of interactive, we filled the hallways with our musicians, we had interactives and mural making, and so we've been, that's been the work. And I think I'm inspired by all of your presentations, and hopefully we'll continue to collaborate and to share to support our families.
Thanks, Sevi. I really encourage everyone when we send these slides out just to read through specifically all of the things that folks are doing. It was amazing, such a gift to be the person doing these interviews and to hear from everybody. I learned a lot that I didn't know was happening in each district. All right, Danielle, you're up. Take us home. Not literally, though, because we have more after this.
Hello, everybody. I'm Danielle Boucher-Brunel. I am the Director of Curriculum and Instruction for the Ralph C. Mahar Regional School District. So actually, this enrollment is just for our middle school and high school, but the district is actually 3 different schools. It's a consolidated district, which is interesting. So we have a lot of different challenges that most of your communities might not have. So consolidated in terms of our central office, but not regionalized from K through 12. So we have 2 elementary schools that feed into the 7 through 12 Greater School, Orange Elementary, and Peter Sam Center School, which means we actually span Franklin County and Worcester County, which is interesting that we are made up of 2 separate counties. And all 3 buildings are wildly different in terms of the community that make them up and the cultures in the building. I don't have a Mac, so I know how to navigate this. So, isn't that weird how our brains can be like Apple or Android based? It's bizarre. So what makes Mahar shine, what makes the community, our school community shine, is that somehow we have managed to hang on to some of the programs that a lot of your schools have had to get away from. And we're doing this because it's so important to the community. We hear over and over again that our programs, such as our shops, so we have a full maker suite still with advanced woodworking, welding, and other opportunities for our kids in grades 7 through 12. All students are able to participate in those extracurriculars or those unified arts. We have placed a strong focus this year on reconnecting with our community. And so I think a lot of our schools are sort of 2 minutes already. Are you serious? Goodness gracious. A lot of the schools in the area are going through some really tough budgeting seasons. And this has been happening in our community for many years. We're a very poor community as well. And I feel like there has been just this separation of the schools from the communities and losing sight of the fact that we're partners in what's happening in the buildings. And so we've really put an emphasis through some of the activities that are running in our schools, our 8th grade civics project and our high school civics project, and our middle school and elementary school advisory programs. The intention has been to use those programs to reconnect with our community. So we've been getting kids out of the building as much as we possibly can and into all of the spaces that are amazing that we should be connecting with, so we can celebrate where they came from, where we came from, and why it's important to remember where we came from. So we have attended several trainings on project-based learning, and we're using 1 minute. Yes, I see you. We're using project-based learning to do as much as we can to reconnect with the community. I heard a lot of you mention that you are taking advantage of TAB this year, Training Active Bystanders, and in North Quabbin mediation. So one thing you might not know is the executive director of North Quabbin Mediation, Lily Fellows, is a graduate of Mahar and went through TAB training herself. And so we are super proud of Lily and the work that she has done, and she is amazing at representing our school. Let's see, we have lots of things going on in our building that are amazing as well. Our dual enrollment program. We built a middle school advisory program that runs weekly. The students created the goals at the beginning of the year for what they wanted to get out of that. We're running a social emotional curriculum as well during that time. A lot of focus on restorative practices. What else do we have here? What are we most proud of? Our staff is absolutely amazing at ensuring that all students get the experiences that they would like to have. Despite budget cuts, despite staffing shortages, they have still been able to create experiences for the kids within classrooms that still allow them to take the honors level classes or AP classes. And I'm not sure what we would do without that flexibility. It's so important that we're creating as many experiences for kids as possible. And was it Zevi? I think Zevi just mentioned the, I'm stealing this because Chris told me that I'm supposed to steal and beg and borrow. Embedded honors, is that what it was called, Zevi? Yeah, embedded honors. We didn't have a name for it. We do now, thanks Zevi. And this is the first time I get to be here, and I'm really excited because what an amazing way to start the day. I mean, gosh, some positivity is so amazing in this environment where things just feel really tough all the time. So thank you for making sure that everybody gets this space today.
Thank you, Danielle. And thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming out today. We're not done. We have one more thing I want to do here. I just want to say joy is an act of resistance. Right? So even just sitting together and celebrating community, that is part of the work we need to do. I invite you to take out the devices that suck our souls, also known as your cell phone, and scan this QR code. It's going to take you to a one-word response. So it's going to ask you, how are you feeling? After, I'm going to leave this page up a little bit longer so everyone has a chance to scan who wishes to scan. This is a consent-based activity. And you're just you can write as many words as you want. You're gonna type a word. How are you feeling after seeing this presentation, after hearing from all the schools? When you hit submit, you can then type another word. Did everyone get a chance to scan this? Who wanted to? That's okay, because look. Oh, you can come closer. There we go. And here, in real time, oh, how do I make this bigger? You can see, how everyone is feeling. And the bigger, you know how word cloud works, right? The bigger the word, the more people are saying it. Connected, hopeful, inspired, encouraged, grateful, motivated, awestruck. Oh, someone feels pensive. Oh, how introspective. Yay, full, together, impressed. This is how your community feels, schools of Franklin County and the North Quabbin region. We're so grateful, inspired, proud, and hopeful of all the work you are doing every day If you have never worked in a school building, let me tell you, you walk through that door, you pee once at 8 o'clock in the morning, you eat your lunch at 8:15, and then you go. And then you don't stop until 2 hours after you were supposed to walk after the building. And then you look at the list that you meant to accomplish, but you didn't, and it's 2 months old. But you think about all the students' lives that you touched, and you know that you're making a difference. So thank you so much for all your good work today and every day. I'm on a secret mission to also support the adults in every school building and it's not so secret because now, it's said out loud, but you're people too. Adults, we're people too, and we want to make sure that our schools are healthy, not just for our young people and for the families, but for the adults who are going there every single day. So thank you so much for all you're doing.
So I am going to introduce to you Jenna Weld, who is last year's Sarah Cummings Award recipient. Oh, I'm sorry, I have a name too. My name is Rachel Stoller. I work with the Communities That Care Coalition. And our Sarah Cummings Award honors someone who has demonstrated leadership within our coalition. So we give 2 awards every year, the Sarah Cummings Award in the spring and the Mike Fritz Award in the fall, which is a community award. And so last year, Jenna Weld won the award, and she is here to not only receive a photo of her getting the award last year, but also to introduce this year's awardee. So first of all, I'm going to call up Jenna to receive her photo. This is Jenna receiving the award last year, where our meeting was at Franklin County Technical School.
All right, so you're gonna have to bear with my terrible reading skills because I don't have the memory to remember what I wrote for Hannah. Oh, I would appreciate that, thank you. All right, so as some of you know, I work as the art facilitator over at the Brick House, and I get to work with her teens. And every Monday for 3 years, I've heard your name screamed. Oh, God, I'm getting emotional. I've heard your name screamed at 2:30 by your adoring fans, your teens. And in many ways, I feel that the most unheard voices are heard by you. You fought every day to bring future to so many teens that have felt alone. You've always seen them, and today we see you. I will take something. Will you take that? Wow. Thanks, everyone. I don't normally use a microphone. Believe it or not, I'm very capable of reaching the room with just my voice. So it feels a little unnatural. Thank you so much, Jenna. I only teared up a little bit, which for me is pretty good. If you want to see me really cry, Turner's Falls graduation, June 6th. When Jenna emailed me and let me know that I won this award, at first I was like, me? Me? Are you sure? I think what we have happening at the Brick House and what we really have happening in Turner's is so unique and so special. I know from years of doing this work that not every institution sees my vision. But I have been at the Brick House, it'll be 4 years in August, and I'm so proud to say that we are a culmination of my vision, of my dreams, of my hopes, and I have a ragtag team of weirdos who are on that ride with me. in such a way that's so incredible. For those of you who maybe don't know a ton about the Brick House, we serve predominantly youth experiencing generational poverty and generational trauma. We are in the heart of downtown Turners Falls, and I like to say that we are the Turners Falls watering hole. We get the theater queer kids, we get the tri-sport athletes, we get the kids who don't really have a place. And all of those kids have a place at the Brick House and have a place with us. And I just feel truly honored and grateful that I get to hang out with them 4 days a week, 3 hours a day. They are the highlight of my day every day. And I just feel so grateful to be able to inspire them in any way that I can, really. And we're a really non-traditional space, right? We're completely non-authoritative. We are youth-led, youth-centric. They make the rules. And if you have ever been in a room with, we had 36 yesterday, 36 middle and high school students, let me tell you, when they make the rules, it's a little chaotic. But we are riding that wave. We're riding the wave. And it's just, I'm really, truly very honored. I'm so appreciative to everyone at FRCOG, to my partner for being so supportive of me coming home, being like, let me tell you about today. And really, truly to my Brick House team and to the kids. I am really grateful. I'm very honored. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to go back to the teen center to hear my name yelled 500 more times and then have to like make someone's ramen. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to making a lot more peanut butter and jellies and dealing with the nonsense that is every day. But it's our nonsense. And I feel very grateful. And if I can leave with one parting word of any kind, I think that often we are a lot of adults telling kids what we think they need. We are a lot of adults who think we know best, and we have to bend and yield to institutions, to rules, to laws that are not always equitable, fair, or just. And I am very much in the Chris Buckland camp of begging, stealing, borrowing, and asking for forgiveness and not for permission. They know what they need. They know what they need. All we have to do is ask them, and when they tell us, we have to listen. So that is my parting thought.
Thank you, Hannah. We're so lucky to have you and all of you to work with together. And I want to say, in line with what Hannah was sharing, that is why we consider at the coalition our most important members. All of us are important, but we really hold to the motto of the disability justice movement of nothing about us without us. And that's why our youth leaders, our peer ambassadors, those are our guiding bodies, because we cannot do the work that we're doing without leadership, vision, co-creation with the folks whose lives are affected the most. So we totally resonate with that and are here for the co-creation and co-vision of all of the strategies and things we're trying to bring in to benefit everyone in the region.